So how do we defend against sniffing? You need to hunt for promiscuous mode nicks, and that's really what you have to do. So let's talk about sniffing countermeasures. You could simply encrypt things, and that just kind of puts an end to the effectiveness of sniffing. So HTTPS rather than HTTP, SFTP rather than FTP. Use the encrypted version of email. Use switches rather than hubs, although with ARP poisoning, switches don't really help either. Use VPN protocols so that you are encrypting. Now, we can still gather information, even when there's a VPN, we can see at least the outside source and destination. Use strong encryption protocols for wireless traffic, although we can break these. And determine if network cards are running in promiscuous mode. There are tools that will hunt for sniffers. So when detecting sniffing, again, look for machines running in promiscuous mode. Have your intrusion detection, just keep an eye to see if any IP addresses suddenly claim that their MAC address is different. Look for strange packets. Sniff for like the ICMP redirect or the strange ARP replies or DNS cache poisoning or phony DNS responses. Here are just a couple of tools that will detect network cards in promiscuous mode. Nmap, Prom Query UI. Are you going to sniff when you pen test? Oh, yes, you are. Of course you are. So not only are you going to do all those things that we talked about, but also you're going to check to make sure that real hackers aren't doing it. You're going to make sure that data transmissions are hopefully secure from sniffing and interception. And if you can get past them, if you can sniff or intercept, you got to let the admin know so that they can patch things up. So you're going to audit network traffic to check for malicious content, and you're going to ensure that they implement some kind of security mechanism and find rogue sniffing applications and rogue DHCP and DNS servers and rogue responders, and determine the presence of unauthorized networking devices. You'll be, when you're testing, doing MAC flooding, DHCP starvation, rogue server attacks, ARP poisoning and MAC spoofing, and infrared spoofing even, DNS spoofing, cache poisoning, proxy DNS poisoning. You'll do any and all of these things and document your findings. So let's review sniffing. Use sniffing and eavesdropping to get information so you can do some exploits. Use ARP poisoning when you want to do a man-in-the-middle attack. Use hijacking to take over those client sessions. Choose your exploits based on a target, service, or protocol. Use DNS cache poisoning and other name resolution exploits to redirect targets if ARP poisoning isn't practical. If you're going to do anything like DHCP starvation or stress testing or some kind of denial of service, just be careful because you're likely to make the service unavailable for others. And with that, let's get on to the lab, sniffing.